Every note in the palace halls trembles differently when I think of you. It is as if the walls themselves remember your laughter, caught somewhere between marble echoes and the hush of moonlight. I sit by my window and listen to the distant wind, and somehow it hums the shape of your name, like a hymn I never learned but always knew. There are nights when I forget to breathe, too lost in the rhythm of remembering you, the way your eyes hold silence, the way your voice folds gentleness into the air. It's strange how love can make time sound softer, how every clock seems to slow its heartbeat when you walk into thought. My heart, once a chamber of duties and whispered expectations, has learned a melody too wild for any court musician to play. You are not just the sound I hear, you are the silence that gives it meaning. I write your name in invisible ink on the sky, waiting for the sun to reveal it, knowing it never will, but loving the ache of hoping all the same. There are mornings when I wake before dawn and walk the corridors alone, my bare feet trailing the cool hush of marble, and I pretend each glimmer of candlelight is you. The air is still heavy with night, but somewhere in the distance, the first bird begins its shy rehearsal, and I imagine you listening too, far away, perhaps hearing the same fragile tune. I wonder if your world pauses the way mine does, if your breath ever catches in the soft stillness before the day breaks. Love feels like a shared secret between dawns, like we are both standing on opposite sides of the same horizon, trying to touch through golden mist. I close my eyes and feel the pulse of the earth beneath me, and it beats like your heart, steady, certain, infinite. The world outside my kingdom fades into hush and light, and I realize that you have become not just someone I love, but the language through which I understand beauty. You taught me that love doesn't always need to be seen to exist. It breathes between letters, hums between heartbeats. When I speak to you in silence, I swear you answer. Sometimes in dreams you turn toward me with a gaze that feels older than time, and I recognize the universe looking back. I have worn crowns and carried names that shine too brightly, yet none of them weigh as much as the tenderness you placed in my heart. I would trade every diamond of the throne for the warmth of your hand for one moment. And though the world may never know how my heart kneels for you, I hold that secret with pride. You are the melody that no one else can hear, yet it plays in me always, patient and wild. If I am a princess, then love has made me a kingdom, a place where your laughter reigns, where your absence writes poetry into every breath I take. Sometimes I think love is just the art of remembering perfectly. I remember the day we met as though it's still happening somewhere, looping endlessly like a song that refuses to end. The air was thick with light, and I didn't know then that my life had just begun again. There was something in the way you spoke, a kind of honesty that shook the careful rhythm of my world. You were not meant for palaces, yet you walked through my heart like you belonged to every room. I remember your hands, quiet, unsure, strong. You reached for a fallen petal, and I swear the garden held its breath. That small, careless moment became sacred, replayed endlessly in my mind. Love, I've learned, doesn't always arrive in grand gestures. Sometimes it's hidden in the pause between two breaths, in the simple act of looking, of being seen. You looked at me, and suddenly everything else faded into music. Even the moon watches differently when I whisper your name. It slides through the clouds like a secret messenger, silver and knowing, carrying my longing across the sleeping sea. I often imagine you standing somewhere far away, looking at that same moon, your thoughts brushing against mine like twin waves meeting in the dark. I wonder if you feel it too, the ache that is both sorrow and joy, the kind that makes you grateful just to feel at all. My heart has learned to wait, not with impatience, but devotion, as one might wait for spring beneath the endless frost. Every letter I write to you burns before it reaches you, as if the air itself is jealous of our love. But I keep writing, keep dreaming, keep building altars in my mind, where your memory kneels like light, and when I finally fall asleep, I dream of your voice, low and steady, a promise wrapped in music that never fades. The palace walls have heard me speak to you 1,000 times, in whispers no one else can hear. They have watched me trace your name on cold glass, watched me smile at the wind like a fool in love. And maybe I am a fool, but a happy one, bewitched by something purer than any royal vow. There's freedom in loving you, even in silence, even in distance. When I stand before the mirror, I see not the crown, not the lineage, but the girl who learned to dream again because of you. You are the rebellion I never dared to lead. The softness I never thought I was allowed to feel. Sometimes I imagine our love as a song too delicate for this world, one that only angels hum when no one listens. You are my favorite forbidden thing, my quiet salvation. The prayer I never meant to say aloud, but somehow became my life. Every time I close my eyes, the world rearranges itself into your shape. The stars lean closer, as if curious about the way my heart beats to your rhythm. I think they envy us, even in our distance, for what is eternity to a star if it has never loved? You have turned my solitude into a cathedral of light. There are days when duty feels like a chain, but then I remember your laughter, and suddenly even captivity feels like a choice I made for love. Sometimes I write your name in letters that will never be sent. Sometimes I sing to the night in languages no one knows, hoping the sound will find you somehow. I am learning that love isn't always about being near. It's about being known, even from afar. And you, my love, know me better than anyone ever dared to try. There are stories whispered among the guards of how I linger by the sea too long, watching the horizon. They do not know I am listening for you. The ocean speaks in the same cadence as your breath, steady and deep. I imagine you somewhere across it, your eyes lifting toward the same endless blue. How cruel and beautiful is this fate, to love so greatly that even distance becomes a form of devotion. Sometimes I press my hand to my chest and pretend it's yours. The warmth there feels eternal. I have read 1,000 poems, yet none could capture the way your silence fills me. I could give up the crown, the power, the world itself, if it meant walking beside you without fear. You are the home I have never seen, but always felt calling me. And until the day I can cross that horizon, I will keep singing, because every song I know now sounds like you.